The Committee on Public Safety, Judiciary, and Homeland Security is called to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Baker McCormick has requested an excuse. Commissioner Baidoon.
Here.
Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Scott. Chair Clark Coleman.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, would you, call for the approval of the minutes?
B, approval of the December 3rd, 2019 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Properly moved by Commissioner, was that Basham? Baidoon.
I'm Basham, he's Baidoon.
I was looking down. I didn't see. I just heard a voice. Okay. Been properly moved by Commissioner Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Madam Clerk,
C, unfinished business.
I've not been informed of any.
D1, under new business, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Schoolcraft College.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Good morning, Sumaya Harb, Director of Administration of the Sheriff's Office. This is an intergovernmental agreement with Schoolcraft to send 6 officers to be certified. They'll be certified under the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards. It's about 17 weeks academy at Schoolcraft. Just to let you know, we usually have this agreement in July. In July, we've been having a hard time getting officers to go to this long academy. That's why we're going to try January. And as of today's date, we only have 3 officers who want to go to this, to be certified to become police officers. By Monday, before a full board, if we don't have 6, then I have to pull this agreement out.
Okay,
But as of right now, we're moving forward with it in hopes to get 6 officers to go get certified.
Okay, but the 5 are selected by seniority, is that correct?
Yes, even though when we select them by seniority, they still don't want to go. They don't want to make the commitment of 17
Okay,
weeks.
so 1 by seniority and the sheriff
The sheriff picks one
one.
and 5 by
Now, which ones
seniority.
are missing?
We're missing the ones from the union by seniorities.
Okay, so the unions are the ones who are supposed to provide us with those
5.
5 names.
Yeah, they gave us 2, but we need,
Did they say that they're still working on it?
they're still working on it, and they promised by Monday they'll have the other 3.
Okay.
Otherwise, it behooves us not to pay the Schoolcraft with this academy and just go on to the July academy. We'll resubmit for the July academy.
So this is MCO
Yes,
certification, right?
AMCO certification, yes.
And it takes how long?
17 weeks.
Wow.
Over 600 hours of training so they can be
Full-time,
certified.
full-time.
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Basham. Oh, I'm sorry. Commissioner Basham.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. What I've noticed is a lot of times if we certify them, as soon as we certify them, then they go get a job with a local community that pays better wages. Is there any commitment that they have to sign if we certify them and spend the money to certify them?
No.
It should
It's a double-edged sword that we certify them, we give them the tools, and yes, they go to different communities, to different police departments where they can get a lot of money. But
Shouldn't, Madam Chair, shouldn't we tie some kind of bonus to them or something for
Something.
doing a year or something? I mean, there should be some kind of incentive to keep these folks in the county. Maybe we could work with the sheriff's department. to
absolutely,
do
that
an
would be
incentive.
great if we can give them a bonus. Once they become police officers, they can get that bonus. Maybe that's a great incentive.
Because it costs us a lot of money.
It costs us a lot of
For
money, yes.
one of those officers to go through this program.
Yes.
There ought to be something that you could tie to their acceptance into this program. Oh, Commissioner Baidoon, and then Commissioner Scott.
I agree with my colleague, Commissioner Basham, on this idea of offering signing bonus. Having said this, I will make a motion for approval on this item.
But, do
Do we have
I-
a second?
Yeah, but what are we gonna do? I mean, before, okay. Commissioner Basham made a suggestion, so what are we gonna do on that?
Okay, let me withdraw my motion then,
Okay.
and maybe we can reintroduce another motion with the specifications, I guess, I don't know.
Commissioner Basham?
Thank you, Madam
Martha, do
Chair.
you mind?
I,
just wanted to.
Wait, hold on, Commissioner Basham.
Thank you. We had that same problem when I was mayor of Highland Park. Um, But, but if they left before 5 years,
We gotta pay
we
it
made
back.
them pay it back. Plus, they had to move into the city. So you have to put some constraints on these people. You know, you can't just keep spending this kind of money. So I agree that we need to do
Yeah,
something.
but the only problem with requiring, making that kind of requirement is that they're already having problems getting 5
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
And if you put that stipulation on them, then they won't even get any of it.
Well, maybe you can't do what I did, but all I'm saying
Yeah.
is that something has
Sure,
to be
and
done.
I agree with
so
you.
I will agree.
Yeah, I agree. So what is your
Madam Chair,
proposal?
my proposal is to have Mr. Abbo work on it, and maybe we can do an addenda to this full board. The other thing, too, is I've been purposely riding with them to try to understand where they're coming from as far as staying, because you see them get trained, and a year or two later, they're gone. And so that's why if we have revenue-producing details, other than just being, they don't want to be a jailer for 25 years. So if they have revenue-producing details, like a narcotics unit, 8-man unit, or something like that, actually, it makes the county money, but it also, what we're not talking about, it gives them an incentive
Go.
to want to stay with the county, like a Marine Patrol. And those kinds of things are what secondary road patrol, what the sheriffs want to do. So that's why I've been sort of pushing narcotics units. It's self-funding. It's why I want to support the Marine Patrol and things like that. So I think it's all-inclusive. So if we continue to work in a number of different ways, but also there has to be some incentive. You can't force them anymore to live in the city, but we can give them an incentive. You know, you hang around, you get this bonus. Maybe I'll just hang around.
Right. Regina?
Through the chair, for Commissioner Basham, with regards to the motion, you can make a motion to withdraw, move to withdraw the motion that you made with regards to the.
It was Commissioner
did, I did.
Baydoun.
Sorry, Commissioner Baydoun.
I'm Basham, he's Baydoun.
Oh, are you saying that I cannot withdraw the motion?
No, I said you can withdraw your motion. Okay.
Okay, so he withdrew his motion. Samaya?
Through the chair, we do have a program where it gives incentives to the officers that Commissioner Basham has talked about. We have, through the bargaining agreements, we have specialty pay. So if a person is in a Marine unit, they get a specialty pay. If they ride motorcycles, they get a specialty pay. But again, that's up to the union. I mean, it's always a negotiation. So if they put that in the agreement, I'll be more than happy to adhere to it, too.
So we ought to encourage the sheriff's department, is that what we do?
Absolutely.
To come up with some kind of an incentive. And he has to negotiate that with the union, of course.
Yes.
To give them, first of all, to incentivize them to take part in the program.
Yes.
And then secondly, to get something out of it once they're done. I think that it's a benefit to us to try to get more people to go into the program first, but then in addition to that, to keep them with the
Absolutely.
department after it's over. So,
That's no good if we can't keep them.
right. So would you please, who's going to work with the sheriff's department to get this done?
That would be me.
Okay, all right.
I would have to go to the sheriff and ask him, and then come back to the table and let you know what he says.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay, Mark?
Yeah, through the chair. I agree that if we did some sort of an incentive, that would encourage people to stay, but it also may encourage people to sign up for the program if they knew that at the end of a certain period of time. I don't think that that's something, though, I think it would be unrealistic that we would have a proposal before this is approved by the full board, but we can, because there would have to be coordination with the union, with the administration, and regarding adequate funding and budgeting for this, but I'm sure that a program can be put together as long as all the parties are agreeable with it. So I will give it best efforts as well.
Okay, good. Then we'll just turn that over to you. You and work with, you and Samaya
I
can
will
work.
work with
Both
Samaya to see
volunteered.
if we can
You and Samaya
put a
work
program
together.
together, yes.
Oh, Commissioner Basham.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to also work with Mr. Abbo and Samaya and actually Lieutenant Theodis Sims, who's the new president of the union. But so my question is, can we withdraw this? Because my colleague has already said he withdraw it. And then if we can get the 6 people together by full board time, then we can put that on the agenda and get this thing passed, if that's possible.
I mean, it's up to the chair. I mean,
I know.
you guys,
Pass it
yeah, it's fine.
contingent on it.
Contingent upon?
But
No.
suppose we don't have them, then what happens?
I'm not saying that, Madam
Oh,
Chair.
okay.
I'm not saying contingent upon, I'm saying we withdraw this for the day,
This item.
pass for the day, and then if we can put this together, then we can do it under instant approval through the chair of the commission.
What is there time to do that?
For immediate consideration,
Yes.
for full board? That's fine by us.
To that point, can I
Yes,
make a?
okay.
What if we were to pass it contingent upon an approval of all the different departments?
We can't do all
can't, okay.
those.
No, we
Time
don't know.
limit.
We don't know if they can do it, get
Okay.
it together. Regina?
Through the chair, you can make a motion to pass this item, pass it for the day, or either table it for your next.
No, this is,
Had it be ready for full board.
right, right.
So then you would be looking to to pass it for the day.
But if it's passed for today,
Can we add it on
Okay.
the agenda?
Yes,
If everybody gets
yes,
involved?
yes. Yes, we can.
So what do you?
our general counsel, is that correct? Or counsel?
I'm sorry, could you repeat what?
He suggests that we pass it for today. And then if you can get that information to us.
That we have enough sick people by
On
Monday?
both issues.
Okay.
On both the issue of, can you,
Joe has a point.
huh,
Joe.
Joe?
I believe, Joe Slazak, I believe that if we pass this for the day, it falls to the next PS&J, which would miss the
Right,
start of the.
right,
We
right.
can't pass it for the, it's gotta fall to the next PS&J, which means we miss the start of the academy.
Yeah,
And so we can't do the January academy if we pass it for the day.
that's right. That's correct.
Then, Madam Chair, if I may, then we just, we don't even make a motion to pass it for the day. We just leave this item off the agenda, and the chair of the commission can put it on exigent approval if we got the votes. That's a
It
fact.
wouldn't qualify for exigent. It doesn't qualify for
Right.
exigent.
And so
They can put it
this,
on.
is this calling for all 6 officers, or is this only
Yes,
calling
it's a
for
flat
the-
rate. It's a flat rate for the 6 officers. So if we send 3, then we still have to pay the 39,000, and we can't do that.
So we don't even know if we're gonna get the other 2.
The union, as of yet last night, actually, they promised that they work really hard to get us something by Monday. They let us know that we'll have all 6 of them. Well, the other 3.
I mean,
Commissioner Badum?
Regina, again, can we not vote on this?
We gotta do something with it. We either
Why
pass.
can we not vote on it, pass it, subject to receiving all the pertinent information by Monday? If we don't get all the information by Monday, then it doesn't go on the full board.
I think that what we can do is we can vote on it contingent upon.
What I'm
as-
saying.
Like Martha said, contingent upon us getting that
Yeah.
information. We don't get that information,
Possible.
then it's gonna be pulled.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right.
I will
Okay.
make a motion
And I'll support it.
Okay,
contingent upon receiving all the pertinent information
Right.
by Monday, which is
is that enough time, Joe?
16th.
the 16th.
Okay,
That's fine.
Support.
No, actually, Commissioner Scott supported. Commissioner Beedon.
Commissioner Scott.
yeah, Commissioner Scott supported it. It's been properly moved by Commissioner Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are those, are there any further comments on this issue? Not all those in favor, please indicate. Oh,
Aye.
aye, oh,
They
all
voted,
those
yeah.
in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Now, let's be clear what we're doing here now.
Okay.
We're
Here-
passing-
Here come the main lady. Did she want to say?
We're passing, we're going ahead and we passed this.
Already voted on
Approved it, yep.
I'm sorry, approved. We've approved this contingent upon us getting the information that we need
By Monday.
by Monday. If we don't get it,
Doesn't
then
get on the board.
we're gonna pull it. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
You have a problem with that?
I have no problem.
You guys know what we're talking
I didn't know when you stuck your head in, I thought maybe you was coming to say something. Okay. Okay, all right, all right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a 2-year contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Telmate LLC.
Through the chair, again, Sumaya Harp. This is a modification to renew the payphone company. This is Telmate. We receive about $2.3 million since last year. The contract started in April, and we're asking for a renewal until January 24th, 2022. We're extremely happy with this vendor. At one time, with the previous vendor, we had over 260 grievances from the inmates.
Right.
And with this vendor, for fiscal year 2019, we received 2 grievances only. So we're extremely happy with the vendor, and we appreciate the opportunity to renew their contract for 2 more years.
So moved.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Basham, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a 5-year contract with Education Training Services, Research Services.
Okay, this is the modification. Okay. Yes. Ebony, will you want to?
Good morning. Ebony McCann, Administrator for Community Corrections, Health, Human, and Veteran Services. Before you is a request to modify a 5-year contract with ETRS. ETRS is responsible for providing a cognitive behavioral curriculum inside of the jail for individuals sentenced to the PAGE program. The modification will increase the contract by $40,000 as a result of additional funds that the office received from Community Corrections in September.
Okay, are there any questions on this one? Do I have them?
So moved.
Support.
Been properly moved by Commissioner Basham, supported by Commissioner Scott. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of an agreement with the Charter County of Wayne to provide teen court services at 7 high schools in conjunction with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
Okay. Tony,
Good morning.
morning.
Tony Guerrero, Chief of Legislation, Grants, and Community Relations for Prosecutor Kim Worthy. I'm happy to be here finally on 4 and 5, but I am prepared to answer any questions just by way of overview. This is the Teen Court. Number 4 is the Teen Court program. We have strived greatly to get this before this committee and before the full board, because this was actually part of the curriculum for the students going back to September. Questions have been raised about how it would operate, and one of the most significant parts is to understand that there was a concern about whether there would be retaliation by the offender against the student jurors. But please be assured that we have made certain that integral in the program is no offender appears before any of his peers from his or her particular school.
So you bring some, you select someone from the other school to be
That
the
is
bad
correct.
guy, right?
That is absolutely
Okay.
correct. The other thing is, these are very relatively minor offenses.
Sure,
They're minor misdemeanor offenses. There is a $42,756 match by the county, but the Detroit Public School District is actually putting up $213,780, and the county is being asked to match the $42,756. It's a very worthwhile program, and we hope that the committee will approve it as we hope that the full board will as well.
And I see you have seven, these are all high schools, yeah. You have
That is
7
correct.
schools you've selected
That is correct.
to work with. And this will provide for one assistant prosecutor.
One assistant
And one
prosecutor
clerical?
and one clerical, yes. And I have to say, this was in fact submitted back before. I'm very sensitive to Commissioner Basham's retroactive contract concerns. This was submitted back, and I have to tell you, this thing, this and the next one have bounced around like a basketball throughout the administration end of things before coming here to the committee.
Commissioner Basham.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the reason I have the star on 5 is because of retroactive, so he's answering my question before I ask it.
We're on 4 right now.
I know, but I'm just saying, but he mentioned retroactive, so I had to respond.
Okay.
I will make a motion to approve.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there any more questions on the motion? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chair. How were the schools selected?
The Detroit Public School District and the juvenile division of the prosecutor's office selected the schools that wish to participate. Robert Heimbuck, who is our chief in charge of juvenile, met with the Detroit Public School District, and they identified 7 high schools that wanted to participate. I will comment, I appreciate your question. We found that actually the student jurors are much harder on their peers than we are in the juvenile system on these type of minor offenses.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Basham.
I don't have,
Oh,
I'll do this when I go.
okay. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of a retroactive modification to a single response contract with a 1-year option to renew with PTS of America LLC to assign the obligations of the contract to U.S. Corrections LLC.
Okay. You want to speak on this one, Tony?
I do. This again is another star-crossed matter. We actually had put this forth well before the modification. This was the last extension on this particular contract. It had been submitted back before it expired March the 31st of 2019. The problem was one that I have to hand it to the legislative analyst. The Prisoner Transport Services was purchased by U.S. Corrections while this was going on, and it caused a problem because there was confusion on which entity it was, when in fact it has been U.S. Corrections and PTS all along.
But didn't they merge?
U.S. Corrections actually bought PTS.
Oh, okay. All right.
Prisoner Transport Services.
Okay.
So it is now U.S. Corrections.
Right.
And the tragedy of it is they continued because we were on an extension or a modification. Prisoner Transport Services, U.S. Corrections, continued to provide services through August the 11th of 2019,
Right.
even though the contract extension had expired, the contract had expired March the 31st. Well, when we couldn't get them paid, they stopped. And what's happened is now the prosecutor's office has had to pay overtime to send our investigators out to actually pick up the prisoners out of state. And it's cost us quite a bit.
And it's a liability.
Oh, totally, totally.
So their contract ended in April, right?
March the 31st
March
of
31st,
2019.
okay. So, but they continued providing services until August.
That is correct.
So
They
we have
stopped
to pay, back pay from April.
through August
August.
11th. Yes, I don't have the exact figure, but it is, we owe 38,000 plus
Right.
to U.S. Corrections from April the 1st of 2019 through August the 11th.
And then we have to pay from now,
Correct.
when they resume services, through the contract period, which would be March 31st.
That is correct.
So this is what this covers?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason it's retroactive, goes back to April the 1st, because the modification would have begun April the 1st of 2019 through March 31st of 2020.
Okay, so the big question is, now that, once we clear up this confusion here, is there an RFP out at the end of this contract period?
There will be an RFP out in January because this contract will expire, and we have already worked on the RFP in accordance with the procurement ordinance.
Okay.
We have to go, in fact, Madam Chair, your point is very well taken. Because this is the last modification, we have to go out for a competitive bid.
Right.
And I'll tell you, there are only, in our experience, there's only 2 vendors
Right.
that provide these services.
Right, but we'll still go out for RFP.
Absolutely.
And we'll get one vendor that's going to probably apply for it.
Most likely.
Okay. Commissioner Basham?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to see this go forward, like the rest of the committee, but to be consistent with my send the message about retroactive, I'll be voting no on this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hearing none, let's see, do I have a motion? Did you make?
Since he cannot support this, I will make a motion to approve.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Scott. Are there any more questions on this motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
All right.
The motion
Thank you very
carries.
much.
So hopefully we get this all cleaned up, right?
Madam Chair, since I've been in this position, you know that I am doing my darndest to get
Okay.
these things to everyone here on the commission side as promptly as possible.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're moving to the addenda. We've got 2 addenda items.
I don't think this first agenda is 1 item, second agenda is 2 items.
Oh, okay.
Number 6.
All right, we're on addenda 1, which is item number 6.
Item 6, under under new business, is requesting commission approval of a grant agreement with the Michigan Department of Corrections, Office of Community Corrections.
Once again, Ebony, you want to?
Good morning again, Ebony McCann, Health, Human, and Veteran Services. Before you is a request to approve the grant agreement for Wayne County Community Corrections for the 2020 fiscal year. This grant supports the PA 511 funded services for those offenders that have been sentenced and deemed eligible to participate in our programming.
Now, this program is one that, you want to just give us a brief
Yes, ma'am.
explanation?
We provide the PAGE program, which is a cognitive behavioral program, which takes place inside of the jail. We also provide domestic violence both in the community as well as outpatient. We provide the RAP payment or program, and so we currently oversee the contract for one RAP vendor, DESC, as well as an intergovernmental agreement with the Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Authority, which will come before this body once this proposal or once these funds are approved. We also provide funding for electronic monitoring for the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, adult fugitive apprehension services for those offenders who abscond from residential treatment facilities and/or are sentenced to participate in the specialty court programs at Third Circuit Court.
And this is funded by the Michigan Department of Corrections?
The Michigan Department of Corrections, Office of Community Corrections.
Okay. Are there questions? Can I have a motion?
So move.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Martha Scott, supported by Commissioner Basham. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there questions of the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to an agreement with the Wayne County Community College District.
This is one we've been waiting for.
Good morning, Sumaya Harb, Director of Administration with the Sheriff's Office. This is a modification to the grant agreement. This is a collaborative effort from, between the Sheriff's Office and Wayne County Community College. If you we have 2 representatives from Wayne County Community College that will speak to the technical part of this agreement. This agreement, or this modification, there's 3 parts of skill programming for individuals who live in Wayne County in Wayne County. One program is the commercial truck driver training. The participants will have 80 hours of classroom instructions, 40 hours over-the-road range maneuvers and safety training, 40 hours of test prep and road test. Once they complete that, they will have quite a few licenses if they choose to. Passenger vehicle, school bus, triple trailers, or CDL Class A license. With that particular program, we anticipate 61 participants. 68 participants, my apologies. For the construction program, we'll have 61 participants. And for the entrepreneurship, hopefully we'll have 45 participants. The total enrollment in these 3 different programs will be 174 participants.
Okay.
Do you want
Would you
Wayne
guys
County?
like to add anything to this?
Good morning, Madam Chair and Commission members. The Skill Trades Training Program is offered at 3 of our campus locations. It's based on a 3-legged stool collaborative model, as Ms. Harb has indicated. We provide services at our Northwest Campus, our Downtown Campus, and our Eastern Campus. In addition to the construction trades program, we also offer health IT and a Cool Kids coding camp, and we also provide contractor capacity building training and support through our entrepreneur program. The services we also provide are available not only to students but also to community members and senior members of the community as well. We have a program that helps them with providing improvements to their minor home improvements. We also provide services to a significant number of returning citizens.
So the construction portion of it is the part that Commissioner Scott's very interested in.
Absolutely, yes.
But, no, we had a great presentation on this.
Yes.
And so I have no more questions on it.
And your name, please?
My name is Glenda Magarel, and I'm the District Dean of Career and Skill Programs for Wayne County Community College District.
And then Glenda is going to be giving us a contact information, name, number, and email address for anybody who's interested, who lives in Wayne County, is interested in becoming part of this program. We'll have that information available. We'll give it to Joe to give it to all the commissioners so they can contact that person so they can enroll in these programs.
I'd like to have that information as well.
Absolutely.
And also a list of senior services.
Yes, yes. I think she would like a list of all the senior services that is, I think Commissioner McCormick had said she has a list of services that she needs senior citizens in her community, as well as you, Commissioner Scott, that if you can give it to Glenda, and then they'll pass it along to the program directors, and they'll make sure that all these services are completed within timely fashion.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. So, do I have a motion?
So move.
Support.
Properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the motion carries. This will be going to full board next week for final approval.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, next item, item 8.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of Modification 5 to a 5-year contract with a 1-year option to renew with Tyler Technologies, Inc.
Through the chair, this is our current vendor. This is Tyler Technology. They oversee our jail management system. They support and maintain all of our software to make sure when inmates travel from one pot to the other, they manage the support for that. So we will always need this contract. And once we move to the new jail, again, we'll also need this contract as support system for our jail management system.
We've got we've had a good relationship with Tyler.
Absolutely, and we're very happy with their services.
Right.
They're 24/7. We can call them anytime if any of the systems are down, they can
Right.
fix it, so.
So move.
Support.
Okay. Properly moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Are there questions on the motion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the motion carries. Madam Clerk,
E, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I've not been informed of any.
F, public comments.
Is there anyone here from the public who would like to comment on any items that's discussed here today? Is there anyone from the public? Madam Clerk?
Adjournment.
So move.
Support.
This meeting is adjourned. Last meeting of the year.
Thank you very kindly.
Oh, thank you.
There's no I in team.